client. I wondered if they're really ready to change. They asked the question, how do I know if I'm ready to change? Change points are like thresholds. Some changes are forced upon us by circumstances, by other people's choices. But then we come to other kinds of choices where we know we want to change something. I suggest that sometimes we want to change the symptom rather than change the real issues. I often use a simple illustration of a gallstone. I've never had a gallstone. I have friends who've had them, and that's a change point. The most dangerous place would be to have a gallstone or some illness and have no pain because it could kill you. The second dangerous place would be to have enough pain that you want to get rid of the pain as you medicate the pain, but you don't remove the problem, the gallstone. You can die. The real blessing is to have the pain, enough pain to say, hey, I got to do something about this. When I work with people, I look for three things to tell whether they're really ready to make core changes. And sometimes we're not. Sometimes it's a good idea, it's a wonderful thought, but they're not ready to really change because change is hard. So three things I look for. One, are they saying something's got to change? This is not working. Something really important is not working. I've said for years that until you have enough pain where you are, you're not going to shift to someplace else. So is there enough pain yet? Does something have to change? The second piece is I want it to change now. I don't want it to change next year. I don't want it to change in 5 years. I don't want it to change in 6 months. I want it to change now. It needs to change now. The third thing is that change is me. It's not somebody else. It's not circumstances outside me. Something inside me needs to change to have a new life. It's not like stepping over a threshold. Threshold is a wonderful metaphor. One of my favorite poets, John O'Donohue, talks about thresholds a lot. A lot of his poetry and writings center around the rural Irish communities and isolated families in old Ireland. Those homes did not have interior walls or doors. It was open concept before open concept became a popular thing now in the 21st century. The only door was the door leading outside. When the mother was expecting a child, they called the midwife. There was no stirrups to use to press against. The mother would lay down in the doorway with feet against the doorframe, and her husband or someone at her head so she could push against something. The midwife would be outside the door to catch the baby. So every baby was born over a threshold, a new birth, into the wild adventure of life. No idea what's ahead, no planning. I keep reminding people often that a planned adventure is an oxymoron. Adventures only happen when our planning fails. And it can scare us, but it is the thrill of life. So if something needs to change in your life and you want it to change now, and you know that change is you, then schedule a free strategy session with me. You can go to my website, pauldfitzgerald.com. It's a free session. We can talk about it. You can decide if what I offer is what can be helpful to you.